Hey everyone, and welcome back to Comic Studio. In the last video, we have checked out for the Chaos Brow Comic Studio, but probably we're going in to check it out with Rach's Uter Chaos Comic Studio, and we're going to do for something a little bit for pretty strange like this thing as well, as I can scroll down like anything as well that we just going to be viewed to see like this. It was going to be a little bit disturbing, and it wasn't going to be for probably like for underages like them before. So this is going to be kind of a little bit wild as well, but similar to Stickman's that really possible as well. So this could be the Stickman as well, instead of like Sonic stuff as well, probably like I just tried. So, starting in the just normal things could be for around here to do this as well. Starting with the Chaos Stage 2 and the Chaos Stage 3. So, starting with from amount of characters that we featured SCP-096, that wasn't going to be for real like anything as Stickman's, like even possible like anything as well. The Chaos Stage 2, and probably this is then going to be for such as anyways as well. Let's begin to show up spoilers, and we got features like any of those stickmans and homie-suck characters and country balls like anything from themselves, including anime and probably anything as well, and for some sort of an officer like for some sort of a dark side. And whenever that isn't going to be for some sort of a little bit real person, there is a Jay-Z boy over here that features anything as well, including for some sort of a gunman as this guy as well. And probably for anything for like those guys, and even for like I just remember about for some sort of a stickman. Even possible that I just completely remember around the Flash games and for some sort of stuff over here and features around here for these things as well. And we got for some sort of gun stickmans, the stickmans with firearms as well, and any extraordinary weapons as well. These probably like those soldiers or some sort of for the security like those things as well, or probably like security units from the Half-Life 2, and probably there must be a ice cream man over here, and some many of weapons could be for around here, or even for some female versions as well. So even that, they might get a load us for pretty soon as well, but unfortunately that doesn't going to be for around here, but it's still here. We're gonna do for a little bit of gang war as well. And perhaps like the next one could be for the items we got for some sort of bats, like any things as well. Not a slipper over here. There must be flip-flops, glasses, Santa Claus hat, crowbar, pianos, emojis, pencils, calculators, or anything as well. Soviet flag, Brazil flag, a cake from Minecraft, and swords, katana, lightsaber, like anything as well. The Striders, more glasses, even effects like the cakes. I mean, cakes, rocket ships, cellular phones, and the man face, cards, everything like possibly right over here. It takes more for many more of those things. We got a shotgun, which features a shotgun and a pizza box, any kinds of levels, pre-plushies, like anything of posters, ice creams, anything as well, sheriff hat, and many more of those things, pizza, logos, and many more of those things like those possibly as well. And the effects could be for around here, as many more such as hand, a gun, and a hand with a gun, the scopes, explosions, lasers, and anything as well. And finally, we got backgrounds, such as many of those things, starting with the fiery hell, like anything, the fires on cities, the wildfires on the forest, and anything it goes for around itself, or many more. And for some stuff, the planet like itself, the stars and anything as well, end of the world city, the Half-Life reference, the fallen American flag, the fallen New York City, fallen kingdom, everything goes well for some sort of maps. And finally, a geometry dash footage and many more of those kinds of things as well. And for some furnitures like those things, a black and white footage and many more mushroom realm or some kind of an unknown living room as well, or some kind of unknown time bomb, and ruins like themselves and the city, of course. Even really possible like those unrealization for some kind of a little bit as well. And as you can see, but probably don't absolutely skibbity toilets isn't allowed to be added a little bit as well, except you can use for studio crossovers, but probably that might going to sue you that you're never able to be guess. Rach Shooter Chaos is owned by Rach Haven 3 or Rach Haven 3. Help us. Even it's absolutely going to be for the chaos of around here, and it says hashtag chaos Sin Brothers tourist and studio the bed website like those things as well, even for kinds of other kinds of low, even for things as well, even Star Wars like anybody as well, including for some sort of like anything that possibly like many more stickmans or possibly that we should do like anything as possible. So which includes and probably like the Chaos Stage 2, which features coronavirus and probably like the plushies like anything as well. And the Chaos Stage 3 could be the Ohio like those things, or the Ohio YOT, the moon like anything of those things, or cursed monsters like there before, that the dead earth, or even possible as some kind of other things such as many more of those things, or hidden sprites like anything. So what about for anything for around for many more stage, which features ants like it's going to be for stage 2? There is no things as even was possible, including all of them. So that is all of the characters, and we're going to be added something pretty interesting for somewhere as even possible as such as studio crossovers. So am I gonna use for some wildfires as well, even for some kind of for an unknown Google image as well. So let's start with a cringe one, and for the black and white, or even as possible for such as one thing as well, something is going to be pretty in trouble right here, and it's going to be for alright, let's do for the Cookie Run characters by itself. There must be features spoilers, says the Stickman. Even that must be features for the Las Vegas Strip like those things as well. Even for added for some sort of cities and even many more of those other kinds of stuff. And probably for many more of those things and some living things inside their home as well. Even many more of those possible of many of those things isn't going to be for a little bit real. And finally for this one as well, as we can use for some show up spoilers, or even something like I just pretty guessed, the fallen cities, and even for the fallen American flag, and though everybody doesn't like to do this as well, so even what you're thinking I might not guess. There must be a geography, and I have no place to find out. So I might suggest that we're going to be doing for something like this as well. So this is where it's absolutely going for time travel as well. But I'm not pretty sure this is then going to be for war, I guess. I'll be taking for a little bit as well, and many more cookies that we just going to do for some stuff. After a little bit minutes of adding for some kinds of stuff from Cozy Cafe, including like other things as well, we added less amount of Cookie Run characters, like there's 6 of them. We have 3 characters from their things of Comic Studio, like probably like before. These 3 characters have just added from this. I don't really remember that is from the Cozy Cafe, and because I just started to keep on forgetting about this thing as well. And my mind is started to get a little bit worse before it's going to be getting dumb as well. And I absolutely having for some bad news, I'm no longer smart. And because I am extremely dumb around here for around in South Asians as well. I don't live in South Asians because my truth is I am still managed to get things a little bit smart again, but unfortunately I failed for around here for something as well. So we're not talking about this before we're at the end of this videos, because we just slightly add in from an NPC from Oven Break as well, from the Xylitol Novas for Envoy like this, or some kind of the Techniker for some kind of one thing as well, but I'm not sure. This is not going to be what it is. And because what I'm just probably what to tell you that we just added for some sort of with time traveling, of course, or some kind of in an unknown realm, that cyborg cookie and energy drink cookie for around here probably going to get some one thing. Of course, I'm not very sure. 2 angel cookies have been in trouble that was being frightened that a woken monster for some sort of a little bit of thing as well. And yes, there is a military soldier who has seized the fallen flag from itself. And probably she's out here for some sort of it's not a countryside anymore for around here. This is absolutely for some sort of an old footage of the vintage itself, that she wasn't being living here to have fun with other kinds of these guys. And probably she was in for some sort of a cringe room as well. Even it's absolutely not going to work it about. Not really possible that instead of adding characters like ourselves for some Doom characters overall, and unlike Halo of those other kinds of things as well. So am I going to be doing this for a little bit for further ado? And that will be the end of this video, of course. And if you'd like to check it out of this comic studio, the link is going to be in the description. And also the main website is going to be also included around here as well. That contains ad pop-ups as well. And it wasn't going to be still not sponsored for this thing as well. Like anything, away we go. And of course, that will be thanks for watching and for all your support. And don't forget that concludes United Nations and Battle for Dream Island and more Stickmans, whatever. That should be absolutely that probably was all of them before this. Like anything away. So as we check it out for some submitted sprites, and it was probably the creator or something, or like any above of those faces pack as well. So we're not going to be doing this like anyways. So I'm gonna talk to you mini lads all later, and any of those comic studio users all later, as I'll be signing off, I guess.